Привет, мой дорогой друзья. Hello, my dear friends. You're on the Scythian channel, and today we will look at the situation in Ukraine. We have some very important updates, so let's begin. Looking at our map, we see the eastern part of Ukraine. The areas shaded in red are held by Allied forces of the LPR, Lugansk People's Republic, DPR, Donetsk People's Republic, and the Russian Federation forces. From the upper right-hand side, we see the red border of the LPR, and to its left, the blue shaded area of territory retaken by the West Ukrainian Kharkiv offensive. They are shaped, the arc-shaped area in white is held by US NATO-backed Kiev regime forces. To the right, with the black border, is part of the Donetsk People's Republic, and stretching across the south in red is the Zaporozhye region, Dnipropetrovsk region, and to the right the Kherson region, all held by Allied forces, that is, Russian Federation forces. In the south, with the black border, is the peninsula of Crimea, who has joined the Russian Federation by democratic referendum. More blue-shaded areas north of the red-bordered areas of Kherson City and venturing into Nikolaev indicate territory recently retaken by Kiev regime forces. These blue shaded areas have been the scene of heavy clashes that have cost Kiev an estimated 45,000 casualties just in the last few weeks. Horrifying news from Donetsk today, with the shelling by Ukrainian artillery targeting the main marketplace in Donetsk city. A reported 16 civilians, including 2 children, have been killed by US NATO-supplied 155mm rockets. The shelling of civilian targets has intensified in recent days as the DPR forces continue to make gains on the Donetsk front. It's speculated that these are revenge attacks, and the pattern has emerged of the Kiev forces targeting civilian population centres as they lose ground on the front line. This is presumably to work at the morale of Allied forces, to leave only piles of rubble and corpses behind for Allied troops to liberate. Intense fighting now continues all along the Donetsk arc as the US NATO-backed forces grow more desperate to gain ground and form bridgehead operations before winter sets in. The northern part of the front in Kharkiv region has large forested areas that are providing the West Ukrainians with cover. Now, this cover will soon become very exposed as the leaves turn and fall. This will leave West Ukrainian forces vulnerable to drone and artillery attacks. In the region of Lugansk and Donetsk, the urgency of a referendum has become paramount amongst the civilian population. The same is happening in the region of Kherson and the south, as fear rises amongst the civilian population of Ukrainian shelling and reprisals carried out by West Ukrainian troops on civilians wherever they are able to retake ground that has been occupied by the Allied forces. These civilians have often done no more than accept food and clean water from Russian liberators. Reports of horrifying torture and murders by West Ukrainian troops have become common in recently retaken areas like the Kharkiv region. I remind all that these forces carrying out these inhuman acts of reprisal against civilians are the ones that our Western governments support, with our Western taxpayer dollars and with billion-dollar contracts with Western arms manufacturers. The Scythian and Aussies for Russia condemn all violence in Ukraine. That's today's update. There will be more coming soon, including more of an overview on the global aspect of what's actually happening. So that's our catch up today. I can recommend thoroughly that you supplement this brief report with today's report from the Military Summary channel on YouTube, and there'll be a link provided. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.